Okay, we literally just came out the club, and what I want to talk about in this quick video is your so-called criteria for success. Meaning what you feel like you need to do in order to feel like you had a good night, or to sort of feel positive and happy about yourself. Your criteria for success would eventually improve as you get better, and that's why it's kind of like really frustrating for me at the moment. So, for example, let's say you literally just began going out and approaching, let's say, and your criteria for success at that time would be just to say hi. You would feel ecstatically happy. Just to like have the courage to just fucking go up, you should feel super happy.
Fucking go up.
Yeah, it's literally, like if you have what it takes to go up and say hi, you should feel like a freaking champ. So, furthermore, what I'm trying to say is, the idea is that as you get better, your criteria for success sort of changes. And what I mean is that if you experience, I don't want anyone to hear me, if you experience it, basically the first time I made out with a girl, the next week I did it again. And so my criteria for success improved to that level, to that where if I don't make out with a girl, I wouldn't feel as happy, which is kind of ridiculous, because I should feel happy just for fucking going up and saying hi. And the problem is that now my criteria for success is if I perhaps feel like I created like an interest thing, which is super odd, because as soon as I feel like it's hard to explain, it's like a connection, and as soon as I feel that connection, I become incredibly good. Like everything loosens up, I go and stay, and it's incredible. But until that point, it's really sort of tough, and the way I do that is by getting interested, like getting interest. And to get interest, I should perhaps build up on myself, so the positive emotion side, just having as much fun as possible when approaching, and then actually feeling good for it. Anyway, the beginning of the video, the idea of the video was how your criteria for success changes as you get better. So, for the last few months, let's say, I've had a streak of maybe 6 or 7 weeks where I'd go in, make up with at least one girl, I'd feel the vibe, it would be super cool, I'd have such a good time. And now, what happened now is I walked out of the club, he's saying choke, but what I did was I approached, which was really good as well. I had fun. I didn't actually, the first approach of the night, the first warm-up set went absolutely perfectly. They were sisters, they had boyfriends, that's not an excuse, I know. But I could have obviously went in a different way. We met more people, there were 24 and 28, they had boyfriends. But of course, again, not an excuse. But the general idea is how my criteria for success has changed. So whereas at the beginning, where I just started, I would like, if I had what it takes to like go up and say hi, I would feel like a champ. And now I walked out the club, didn't make out with any girls, and I just feel really bad, which is hilarious as well. So it's fun for me because like, I feel like it's good for me to have such a bad night. Well, it wasn't bad, it was fun. But I feel like it's good for me to have such a night, to like keep me reminded to like go and practice and like learn it again. So I had 2 weeks off, so that was like, I'm still proud that I literally first set, boom, straight in. It was fun, so that was kind of cool. But what I want to quickly touch up is again the criteria for success. So Kieran, put a video. What do you feel like you need to do in order to have a fun night, in order to have like a good night with a girl? What do you feel like needs to happen? Like, does she need to hug you? Does she need to like give you a kiss on the cheek? Does she need to like talk to you, like come to you?
I mean, personally, like, it has to go your way at the end of the day. Like, in a way, it's up to random chance as well as you trying to do something. Oh, there's 2 or 3 of us.
No, I was.
Yeah, but going back to what you're saying,
Yeah.
yeah, I expect the girl to do something back as well. However, like, I see a girl and then like I see that she's looking at me already, and obviously if she's smiling at me, then I'll smile at her back, and then I automatically get my hand out. I'm just like, here you are, take my hand.
Do you feel like if she hugs you, you'd walk out the club and it'd feel like you had like a sick night? Yeah.
Like, in a way, I feel like
You just feel good. Like you feel good inside. Yeah.
I feel good anxiety. I progress confidence as I go along, because obviously,
Yeah. And when
once succeeded, now I know that I can do it much more. So
yeah. And so your criteria for success improves.
Yeah.
Basically, what I'm saying is that if you just begin, just the mere fact of getting like a hug or like
Yeah.
or like when you reach your hand out when she comes to you, that makes you feel really good, and then you walk out the club and feel like super fucking sick, like you're the freaking champ. And that's like when you perhaps get started. And now where I'm feeling like is, right, just 1 sec, there's people coming now, I don't wanna. But perhaps what I'm feeling now is that in order for me to have a good night, I need to make out with a girl.
Yeah.
And so what I feel like my criteria for having a good night is raised so high, and like I don't know how long I've been doing this now, but it's I need to make out with a girl in order to feel like I have a good night, which is pretty ridiculous. Whereas when you think about where I started, and in a few months maybe it would be I'd need to make out with 3 or 5 girls a night in order to feel like a good night. And then as time progresses, I would like, I don't know, maybe like if I didn't get a threesome or something, or maybe if I didn't take the girl home that night, that would make me feel bad inside, and that would be like me improving again and raising that level. There would be like times where I didn't, and like maybe a day where if I don't get a threesome, that would make me feel bad. Also, there was one quick thing I wanted to talk about. Do you feel like, yeah, and that's really correlates, because I now feel like not making out with a girl tonight really pissed me off, and it's really stupid to say, but I feel like super annoyed, super pissed off in a way, peeved as Anthony Robbins, but I feel like really annoyed and really pissed off. So Kieran, one more question. What do you feel like, what do you think, if you don't do what, would you be pissed off? But do you feel like if she doesn't, if you don't get a hug that night, do you feel pissed off?
I wouldn't feel pissed off, but like as long as I talk to a girl, like
as long as you talk to a girl, you wouldn't feel pissed off.
I wouldn't feel pissed off.
So if you didn't talk to anyone, that would make you pissed off, right?
It's doing something, like doing anything is doing better than nothing.
Doing anything like make you feel good, right?
Like,
and I want to conclude this video. We're reaching the 9-minute mark, 10 minutes almost. Is that we set the bar ourselves, which makes it easy for us to fail. That can be a good thing, but it can also be a negative thing. And what I'm going to say is that Kieran, who perhaps just, you can say, started in a way, he would feel bad, he would feel pissed off for not doing anything, for not taking any action. For example, if he didn't talk to a girl, he'd be pissed off. And where I am at the moment is I would feel pissed off if I didn't make out with a girl. So I would talk to girls, but I'd feel pissed off if I didn't make out with a girl.
Yeah.
So that's, and it's like, as time goes on, you would, it's so odd,
and during this,
but really quickly, I'm gonna end this. When you begin, you get pissed off for little things. For example, not talking to a girl, and at my level, I am currently getting pissed off for not making out with a girl, which is pretty ridiculous, right? So maybe in a few months, I would be pissed off if I don't make out with 5 or 10 girls in a night, and it's all gonna improve. But till then, see ya. I really quickly want to add on to the video from before. I'm walking, I'll be home soon, but what I really quickly want to add is that, like, from the dark, coming out of the dark, what I was saying and what I meant was that it would not be a successful or good night unless, for me, I kiss a girl, which is so stupid to when I started. When I started, it was tough to open a set. And now I don't I used to get happy just opening a set. You see like the biggest thing. It was so good. And what I've realised is that I expect it to happen and don't feel as good when it happens. So for example, the conversation with Kieran, the point I was trying to raise from there was that Kieran, or maybe someone else, what would happen is that they would, if a girl maybe hugs them, they would have the awesomest night. They would walk out, they'd be super happy. Whereas if a girl hugs me, which today happened like so many times, maybe 5-6 times that different girls would hug me, I like hug them. But what would happen is that whereas Kieran would feel happy, really happy when a girl hugged him, or like all these girls, I can get hugged by maybe all of like 5-6 girls today, but I wouldn't feel like that wouldn't be enough for me, because my criteria is the kiss. I guess that was the point I'm trying to raise from the video of Kieran earlier. And also just to make sure I explain it fully, when I meant your criteria improves, I would have meant your criteria increases. So I don't feel like the word improves is extremely wrongly misused, because technically you improve, and that means that you raise your criteria. And what I need to do is to remain grounded to the idea that every set is a way for me to get in state. And when I get in state, I'm not needy, I'm fun, and it's all gonna flow. So that was cool. Now I'm approaching my road, about to go in, and we'll see each other another time. What's up? I really quickly want to add on. I just came back from a shop. I went to buy some of the gills, which I take You Can Read Daughter My Solution for that, Mark Hyman. But what I really quickly want to talk about in this video is the idea how if you have an abundance of something, then you sort of don't need, which helps you add more onto it. Whereas if you're lacking, that forces you to want more, and when you want more, it's not going to come to you. We only attract that what we already feel like we possess. Anyway, how I think this is, basically last night, a few weeks ago when I was absolutely killing it, what I've noticed is that I'd have all these girls that I've just met, talking to them all the time, and I would go out and feel super happy, and I'd meet more of them and get even better and better and better. So what happened last night is, after I felt real bad, because I sucked, now I love it, so I might make another video regarding that, but I sucked so bad that on the journey home I began thinking of one of the girls as maybe we could date, maybe we could become boyfriend, girlfriend, and maybe I wouldn't have to go out again. See the paradigm I'm coming from? It was a paradigm from a limited source, whereas a few weeks before that I would have thought of that as a joke. My viewpoint was, why on earth would I date one of these? Why on earth would I date one girl when going out and meeting new people is so much fun? So but the idea is that I actually realised when doing that, so that was pretty cool. A quick little video, but just try not to when your paradigm alters, and it will. But try to control it and try to escape from it as much, if that makes sense. Cool, see ya.